Good morning, everybody. I'm going to do a little project with my biodome this morning. When I went to check for sponges to use for this, I noticed I only had 5. I hadn't realized that I had gotten that low, so we're just going to use the 5 this morning, but I highly recommend if you're going to use your biodome, use it fully. I'm going to use this to root some rosemary cuttings. So let's head outside. It is a very cold morning, but rosemary, as everyone knows, is evergreen, so you can take your cuttings any time of the year. So what I'm going to do is look down into the center of this rosemary and get some of the newer branches. So the ones on the inside, obviously they didn't just grow, so they aren't completely soft, but they are much softer than these longer ones on the outside. So that's where I'm going to cut from on these inside ones. Doesn't mean that you can't use the woody ones, but I like the ones that are a little softer wood for this project. So I'm cutting about 4 or 5 inch long stems. So I have 5 sponge cells to use, but I'm going to cut a few more just in case I don't like some of the ones that I cut. And then we'll go inside and I'll show you what I do to prepare them for rooting. So I said it was cold outside, and I'm just going to show you. We do still have some snow left over from the last snowstorm we had here a few days ago. You can see it's really just still where the wall shades the land. Everything else has melted. All right, so now I'm going to take my rosemary stems that I cut, and I'm just going to peel off all of the leaves from the bottom half of these stems. Now I've prepared all of my cuttings, so we'll move on to the next step. So I'm going to remove the top from my biodome, and then I'm going to take my sponges that I have soaked in water, and they are fully soaked. You can see them dripping, and I'm just going to place them into the biodome. They just simply fit right into the holes in the biodome. The next step involves rooting powder, or rooting hormone. So I don't like to dip the stems directly into the container. I pour some out into the lid, and then I will dip each stem into the lid. And you just roll it around to get the bottom portion of the stem coated. Some of these I am going to need to cut. They're probably a little too long for the sponge depth, and I will do that as I go along. But this one I think is short enough. And then I just tap off the excess and I put it into one of the sponges. With this particular stem, it's a little too long, and so I'm going to cut it so that it will fit into the sponge and not stick up too much. And then just like the first one, I will dip it in the rooting hormone. Make sure it's good and covered. Tap off the excess and stick it in the sponge. Then you just repeat until you have all of your stems into the sponges. So now you just pour water into the biodome, and I'm using the rest of the water that was in the container that I had the sponges in. Plus I need to put a little bit more. Then I will cover it with the biodome cover and make sure the vents are closed. And then we'll go out into the garage where I have my grow racks, and we'll place it under the lights. Then I will check it on a regular basis to make sure the sponges are remaining moist. You do not want them to dry out. While I'm out here, I want to show you how my Euphorbia is doing that I grew from seed. It now has a new stem. Hopefully you can see it right here. And it's gotten taller, so it's doing great out here. I hope this video has been very informative to you. If so, please leave me a comment and share it with others. Thanks for watching.